Hey everybody, welcome to my class, my Friday class, Smrt live stream coming to you from beautiful Vancouver, Canada, the Canadian College of English Language, where I am a teacher. My coworker Sean is the director, and he also does classes at this time every Thursday. My class, maybe you already know this, every Tuesday and Friday at this time. Thanks, guys, for coming as always. Of course, Rosa's here, Carla's here, Navjot is here, Zara is here, Stephen Blair, Astha is here, Stephen Lynn is here, Tress Brown. Guys, thank you for coming every class. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy doing these, and let's get started. Today we are going to study the past perfect. A really, gosh, it's as a teacher, it's really frustrating. It's really frustrating. It's difficult, and it makes me a little angry or upset because this is actually really, really easy, in my opinion. And students will always hear me say that, and they will say, "Oh, Mark, no, it's easy for you, but it's difficult for us." I know it's difficult for students, but listen, if it's actually it's actually simple. It's really simple, and I'm gonna try again. Gosh, I've taught past perfect so many times in my life, and I'm gonna try again to explain it really clearly for you. So let's get started. Now we're gonna do some activities before we start the grammar. So I wanna prepare you a little bit for the grammar. Okay. Hey guys, I see your comments. Yeah. Jorge's here. Hey, and COD or COD Mark. No. CFT is not a bot. She's a real person. She's an English teacher in Brazil. Anyways, let's get started. To start, we are going to do a little bit of a listening activity, guys. I wanted to do this with you on Tuesday, but we didn't have time. So we've done this before. I'm going to play some sentences, and I want you guys to listen and type in the chat what you hear. Okay. Yeah, Steve, I'm sure it would be frustrating. Okay, here we go, guys. So I'm gonna play some sentences, 8 sentences, and we're gonna talk about the grammar in these sentences as we go. So guys, here we go. Get ready to type. First sentence, let's go.
The earthquake measured 7.3 on the Richter scale. The earthquake measured 7.3 on the Richter scale. The earthquake measured 7.3 on the Richter scale.
Okay, so we listened to it 3 times. I think that was Neil. I think Neil was doing the reading there. Yes, Selma's here. Hey, Selma. So remember, guys, we talked about Richter scale. Richter scale is how we measure earthquakes. How we measure earthquakes. So the earthquake measured, come on, don't forget capital letters. I don't see any capital letters in your sentences, guys. The earthquake measured 7.3 on the Richter scale, and The Richter scale is always capital letters. It's a special name. Okay. Yeah, yours was the first. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the second one.
Someone interrupted me while I was studying.
Now this one is very common American Canadian style pronunciation. Often we in North American English we often omit. We don't say. We skip. We omit the T. So listen again.
Someone interrupted me while I was studying. Someone interrupted me while I was studying.
Yeah, okay. So what he didn't say the T, did he? Someone interrupted me while I was studying. Someone interrupted me. It's super common in North American English to omit the T. Now, look here, guys. Look here. We have an N, a T, and a vowel sound. And in this situation, it's really common in North American English to skip the T. Someone interrupted me. Interrupted me. Another common example would be this word, international. International. Or this word, I'm sure you know this word, internet. Internet. Many people in Canada and USA don't say the T. Internet, 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 internet. Did somebody talk about this already, Rosa, in a different class? Or sometimes we say center. Sometimes we just say interesting. What's the biggest city in Canada? The biggest city in Canada is Toronto. Toronto. So many people don't say the T. It's not good pronunciation. I mean, guys, you don't have to copy this pronunciation, but just when you're listening, be careful because sometimes we don't say the T. Okay, now let's look at the grammar of this sentence. Someone interrupted me. Someone interrupted me while I was studying. Okay, so study started before. Now listen, remember we're going to talk about the past perfect today. And if you want to understand the past perfect, it's really important to understand the past simple and the past continuous. And if you don't understand these, go back to my last class, okay? And we talked about it in my last class, at the end of the last class. Okay, so someone interrupted me while I was studying. While I was studying. Would it be funny if I don't talk like this in Canada? No, because Canada has, you guys maybe don't understand this, but Canada is very international. And my wife is Japanese. My boss is from New Zealand. I work with people from England and Brazil and Mexico. So Canada is an international country, so everybody speaks English a little bit differently, right? It's so we have a lot of Chinese people in Vancouver, a lot of Korean people, so it's never funny. It's not funny, but yeah, British people in Canada always say the T very strong. Yeah, you're right, Steve. You're absolutely right if you want to think about the linguistics of it. Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, let's go, guys. Let's go to number 3. Here we go, number 3.
When I looked at the map, I realized I had gone in the wrong direction. When I looked at the map, I realized I had gone in the wrong direction.
Okay, so this sentence actually has past perfect. One more time.
When I looked at the map, I realized I had gone in the wrong direction.
Did you guys hear the past perfect? And maybe you don't know what past perfect is. That's okay. When I looked at the map, yeah, Selma, Vivek, how are you doing? Good job. Oh, Vivek is using British spelling. Selma is using Canadian spelling. Realize, I'm talking about Canada today. Realize in Canada we use a Z, but in England I think they use an S. They use an S. But I'm Canadian, so I'm going to use Canadian spelling. When I looked at the map, I realized, okay, so here we go. When I looked at the map, gosh, this is difficult because it's the opposite. When I looked at the map, I realized I had gone. We're going to talk about that later. I had gone in the wrong direction. Remember all these vocabulary words, direction, north, south, east, west. We talked about these, right? We have already talked about these vocabulary words in Unit 3. So here we go. This is the past perfect. If you guys don't know, this is the past perfect. So we have past simple, past simple, and then here we go, past perfect. We're going to talk about this later, okay? Let's do a couple more. Here we go.
The waves broke the walls and flooded the city. The waves broke the walls and flooded the city. The waves broke the walls and flooded the city.
Okay. All right. Selma prefers Canadian spelling. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, so any answers here? I'm just sort of waiting to see your answers. The weights, not the weights, Carla. Think about the meaning. Flood. Remember flood, Unit 3 vocabulary word. Flood. This is a flood, right? Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's not nice. It's not a good thing, that's for sure. But you can see here we have sometimes cities have walls. You can see they have walls. This is very common in Japan, very common in USA, in an area called New Orleans. Have you ever heard of this city, New Orleans? New Orleans, very, very beautiful, 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 beautiful city. But this city, you can see here what happened. 2005, very famous. This city was flooded. It was flooded. And you can see all the water here. Terrible, terrible, terrible disaster. So the waves broke the walls and flooded the city. Remember, guys, what does this mean? What does this mean when we have past simple, past simple? What does it mean? What does it mean when we have two past simple actions in a sentence? Also, right here, look. I looked at the map and I realized. Very, very, very important. What is the meaning here when we have past simple, past simple? Zara, good job, Zara. Premium subscriber, the order, and Rosa, another premium subscriber. Sequence of actions. One after, Kate, I love you. One after another. Good job. Milena, good job, guys. So, yeah, Belle, you're right. So the waves, first, they broke the walls and flooded the city. Yeah, I agree. Carla, you should, well, maybe you don't want to use your name, but Carla is a much nicer name than CF Teaching. But whatever. Okay, let's do one more, guys. One more. Okay, one more. Here we go.
Natural disasters like tsunamis, blizzards, and floods can cause a lot of damage. Natural disasters like tsunamis, blizzards, and floods can cause a lot of damage. Natural disasters like tsunamis, blizzards, and floods can cause a lot of damage.
Natural disasters. Now, natural disasters, for example, like what? Now remember this crazy word, tsunamis. Yeah, usually North Americans, we don't say the T. We don't say the T. And Selma, you don't need a capital for tsunami. Maybe that was a mistake, right? Natural disasters like tsunamis. And what do we call like a big snowstorm? I know a lot of you guys live in very warm countries, hot countries, so maybe you don't have this. But Kate lives in Russia, and she knows this for sure. Blizzards. Have you had any blizzards yet in Russia this year, Kate? This fall, have you had any snow yet? Yeah. What time start, Alex? This class started 18 minutes ago. This class started 18 minutes ago. Okay. So natural disasters like tsunamis, blizzards, and floods can cause a lot of damage. Okay, damage. Usually, not always, but usually damage is uncountable. So we don't need an S. We don't need an S. Okay, Luciano? Damage. Okay, usually we think we can't count it. Okay. Hey, Carla changed her name. All right. Thank you, Carla. And you changed your picture, too. Oh, Noriko's here. Yeah, it is countable. It is countable, Noriko, because a wave is countable, right? I know it's a little crazy, but you can see them, right? You can draw them. So yeah, tsunami, you can count. Very good question. Very good question. Chari has never seen snow. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Okay, anyways, let's move on. I wanted to start class today talking a little bit about the vocabulary because we have studied the vocabulary the last 3 classes, right? Okay, yeah, Rosa likes your photo, Carla. Also, guys, you know, Carla does a lot of, and Rosa, you do too, but Carla does a lot of participation in the Facebook group too. So I'm sure now you will see her name a lot, right? And Carla Rosa is in Algeria, and she helps us a lot. I saw this morning she answered many people's questions. So yeah, if you guys are not in our Facebook group, go check it out. The link is under the video, I think, in the YouTube video under the description. But if you can't see that, go to facebook.com/group/LEOF, which means Learn English on Facebook group. And yeah, we put a lot of stuff on there. Okay, so the next activity I want to do, where is it? Premium subscribers. Premium subscribers, you guys can open in Smrt, you can open Use of English 3.1. We had been there before. So you can look at that. It's okay though, we're not going to do an exercise with this, so if you're not a premium subscriber, it's okay. We're going to listen again. We're going to listen to some conversations. And I will put the conversations in this document. Okay, so let's listen to a conversation. Now I want you guys to listen for. You know, we say look for. You know, look for, like what are you looking for? Oh, I can't find my keys. I'm looking for my keys. Well, you can also say listen for. I want you to listen for the past perfect in these conversations. Now remember, the past perfect is had plus a past participle. And so we can say I had been there before, right? And this is a helping verb, and helping verbs in English, many helping verbs, we can contract them. This is called contraction. I'd, or you'd, or he'd, right? Or she'd, or we'd. Sometimes this means had. And what's another meaning? What's another meaning of d in English? Actually, there are two meanings. There are two meanings. And there are two meanings. Mariam, are you okay? Mariam, we have this class every Tuesday and Friday, okay? So I think you're new, but yeah, good job, guys. Good job. Wow, very good, guys. Look at the chat. Sometimes this means had, and sometimes this means would. So how do we know? How do we know the difference? How do we know? Example, you'd seen. In this sentence, does this mean had or would? How do we know? How do we know? Sometimes students ask me that. How do we know the difference? By the context, yes. Yes, Carla, but there's another way. Yeah, Chari, Asta. Yeah, Zara, very good. Painkiller. Interesting name, painkiller. Please kill my pain. I have a headache today. Yeah, please help me. 25 likes? Okay, let's everybody hit the like button. Okay. Yeah, okay. So remember, past perfect, we need had plus a past participle. Well, you guys are smart. You guys are really smart. So this is a past participle, so we know this one is had, right? But when we use would with an infinitive verb, right? So you'd see. Okay, so you'd seen means had, and you'd see is would. You guys are great. You guys are really smart. Okay, so let's listen to the conversations and let's listen for the past perfect. Listen for the past perfect in these conversations. Here we go.
How was your trip to England?
Well, wait a second. That voice is very nice. It's a very nice voice. Who is that? Who is that? It's a sexy voice.
How was your trip to England? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, we had a wonderful time. It didn't even rain once while we were there.
No kidding. Did you check out Stonehenge?
No, we'd been there before. We stayed mostly in London this trip.
Let's listen one more time. Remember, guys, listen for the past perfect. And by the way, I guess I should help you a little bit. They're talking about Stonehenge. Stonehenge is maybe you guys don't know it. Stonehenge is this crazy place in England. This place. It's pretty crazy. I went there when I was a child, and it's pretty strange. They're talking about Stonehenge. So let's listen again.
How was your trip to England? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, we had a wonderful time. It didn't even rain once while we were there.
No kidding. Did you check out Stonehenge?
No, we'd been there before. We stayed mostly in London this trip.
So what is the past perfect? What is the past perfect? And I think I kind of gave you the answer already, because of course this activity is called we'd been there before. We'd been there before. So did you go to Stonehenge? Yeah, that's Leanne. Leanne is a teacher in our school. She has very beautiful British pronunciation. And maybe you guys have seen Leanne in some of our videos. Yeah, but she's a really, really, really cool person, really nice person, and beautiful pronunciation. Yeah, that was me. Not beautiful pronunciation like Leanne. Okay, let's go to the next conversation. Now this one is talking about an earthquake. Okay, and well, that's enough information. Let's listen to this one. Listen for the past perfect.
What were you doing when the earthquake struck, James?
I was at work. I was teaching my...
Okay, I have to stop here because these voices are so beautiful. Do you guys notice that voice? That's a really beautiful voice too. It's not Mark's voice. It's not Leanne's voice. Maybe you know the person.
What were you doing when the earthquake struck, James?
I was at work. I was teaching my class like I do every other Thursday morning.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there because the conversation's a little bit long. Yeah, of course you guys, you guys know that's Sean, right? Yeah, no, that's Sean. Yeah, it's music to your ears. Nice. Look at Navjot's comment, guys. It's music to my ears. Beautiful English, Navjot. It's music to my ears. That means it's a beautiful sound. It's a beautiful sound. Sean and my wife? No, my wife doesn't speak English very well, which is kind of strange because I'm an English teacher. But we usually don't speak English. We speak a different language. So, but what were you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing when the earthquake? We can say when the earthquake started, or when the earthquake hit, or when the earthquake struck. And maybe you don't know this word, strike. Strike means hit. Yeah. I don't teach her. No, no, she doesn't really want. I always have to explain. My wife, I went, when I was a child, I lived a long time in Japan. So I speak Japanese a little. And so my wife and I, we speak Japanese. And yeah, she speaks English. Like she speaks English well, but she doesn't speak English perfectly. Anyways, strike means hit. And strike, the past tense is struck. Struck. Very good, Che. Yeah, that's a different meaning, Selma. Strike. Yeah, you're right. Protest. You're right. Our baby will be bilingual. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Many people like this in Canada. Very, very common. Okay, what were you doing? So, guys, look at the grammar because this is important. Remember, we will, very soon, we will talk about the past perfect. What were you doing when the earthquake struck? Right, Noriko? What were you doing when the earthquake struck? Okay. Remember, what did you do? What did you do means next. What were you doing when the earthquake struck? And what did Sean say? He said, I was at work. I was at work, right? I was teaching class like I do every Thursday morning. You? Whoops, sorry, my typing. Let's listen to that part again.
What were you doing when the earthquake struck, James?
I was at work. I was teaching my class like I do every other Thursday morning. You?
I was still at home in bed. I hadn't even woken up yet.
I'm sure you woke up when the room started shaking, though, right?
I sure did.
So, what did you hear the past perfect? You? I was still at home. Actually, I'm just going to copy it here. We'll just copy it from this page. Let's make this a little bigger. Arial 24, there we go. I was still at home in bed. I was still at home in bed. I hadn't even woken up yet. I hadn't woken up yet. Here's the past perfect. Did you guys catch that? Oh man, many people caught that. Wow, I hadn't even woken up yet. Here we go, past perfect. Had plus the past participle. Wake up becomes woken up. Okay, good. Let's listen to one more conversation. One more conversation. Here we go.
Did anyone die or get hurt in the fire?
What? Another beautiful voice. Did anyone what?
Did anyone die or get hurt in the fire?
No, everyone was very lucky.
Did anyone die or get hurt? Get hurt, very popular English. Get hurt, become hurt. This is an adjective. This is a participial adjective. Hurt. Did anyone die? Whoops, sorry. Die or get hurt in the fire? And what was her voice? What was her voice? I just read Trang Trong T Thu's comment. Nice voice. Did anyone die or get hurt in the fire? No, everyone was very lucky.
Did anyone die or get hurt in the fire?
No, everyone was very lucky.
So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire got out of control?
What? So everyone what? What?
Before the fire out of the building before the fire.
Very lucky.
So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire got out of control?
Sorry, that's a difficult sentence. So everyone, did you guys catch it? Did you guys? Yeah, Steve Lynn, Navjot, Asta. Oh, Chari is freaking out. Oops, I'm too late today. You're not too late. We're gonna start talking about the past perfect very soon. Actually, we're talking about it now. So everyone had gotten out of the building. So everyone had gotten out. So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire I'm having problems typing. Got out of control. So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire got out of control. Let's start again.
Did anyone die or get hurt in the fire?
No, everyone was very lucky.
So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire got out of control?
Well, not exactly. One lady was on the 12th floor and couldn't get out. Firefighters rescued her from the window.
Wow, that's good.
Exactly. One lady was on the 12th floor and couldn't get out. Firefighters rescued her from the window.
Wow, that's good. Did anyone die?
Sorry guys, I'm trying to manage different windows here. Emily is speaking a little fast, right? Not exactly. So everyone had gotten out of the building? Well, not exactly. One lady was on the 12th floor, right? Or the 12th story. And the firefighters had to rescue her. There's that word, vocabulary word, rescue. Firefighters had to rescue her from her window. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's go. Let me ask you guys, what here have is a state of verb, so it stays have. Excellent, Kumar. You're totally right. So guys, let me ask you this question. When do we use the past perfect? When do we use the past perfect? What do you guys think? When do we use it? Why do we use it? You guys tell me in the chat. Let me find the examples. Let me find the examples that we've talked about so far today. So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire, and let's just make this one bold, got out of control. Okay, I'm gonna find some more examples. I was still in home or at home in bed. I hadn't even woken up yet. Here's another example, right? I was still at home in bed. I hadn't even woken up yet. Yo Mara has just woken up and she has just joined the class. Hi, Yo Mara. Yeah, exactly. How are you doing, Yo Mara? Is that your real name, Yo Mara? Your real name is Yo Mara? I've never heard that name before. And let's get, here's one more example. One more example. Okay, guys, it's grammar time. Are you ready for some grammar? So everyone had gotten out of the building before the fire got out of control. Okay. I was still at home in bed. I hadn't even woken up yet. And when I looked at the map, I realized I had gone in the wrong direction. I think really this is the best example to understand the meaning of the past perfect. So let's look at your comments. Kate, interesting. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna copy some comments here. Stephen Blair. I'll make this bigger in a second, guys. Pascoa. Pascoa's here. Pascoa, I didn't know you were here. Kate Ekaterina. Thank you, Kate. I'm just going to copy your comment here. Khalid, the action finished in the past and another action during that time. I don't know, Khalid. I don't know, Khalid, if that's correct. Painkiller. I think that's the funniest name. Action before another action. Okay. Asta. Oh, let's do one more. Let's do one more. Diari Amin. Welcome, Diari Amin. Thank you for your comment. And Jorge. Well, last one, Jorge. Okay. Okay, so now I'll make this bigger because some people are watching on their phones, right? Okay, when an action happened before another action. Okay, interesting. So it seems like most people understand that we use the past perfect when we're talking about more than one action. Yeah, Santos, beautiful example. When something happened before the past simple, I think this was Pascoa. Very nice comment, Pascoa. When something started, and Kate, when something started and finished before the moment, before the time we're speaking about. I like that too, Kate. That's a really good explanation. Action before another action. Yeah, okay. Let me add this here though. Past action before another past action. This one I'm not sure about. I'm gonna erase this one. I don't know if that's totally true. The past perfect is the first action that happened before the second one. Okay, so you guys are all very some of you are right, some of you are very close. But let's get started with talking about the grammar. So premium subscribers, I keep talking about premium subscribers. Premium subscribers pay money for homework, and also they can use Smrt. So if you want to learn how to become a premium subscriber, you can click the link under the video. But premium subscribers, we're going to look at Grammar 3.2, so you can look at that. Let's open the presentation today. I think that's a good way to do it. Past perfect simple. So today we're just talking about the past perfect simple. The past perfect continuous is not super common. Okay, so if I say past perfect, I'm talking about the past perfect simple. Okay. Okay, here we go. Kumar, there's no easy way. I'm sorry. You just have to learn them. I'm sorry. You have to learn them. Okay, guys. All right. If you have ever been to Vancouver, you will know that we have a very beautiful, famous park in the city. It's called Stanley Park. So here we go. The day after the storm, we drove through Stanley Park. So we drove through Stanley Park. So here's the park, and we drove through it. We drove through it. Yeah, Raul, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we drove through Stanley Park. So we drove through Stanley Park. So next, we saw that the wind had destroyed many of the trees. The wind had destroyed many of the trees. So like you guys said in your comments, we have a past action, right? And a past action. And remember, we talked about this today and we talked about this on Tuesday. Look, past simple. This means first, this happened. Next, this happened. And what does this mean? It means before. Before these actions. Before we drove through, before we saw. When did the wind destroy many of the trees, guys? Look at this, look at these two sentences. When did this happen? When did this happen? When did this happen? When did it happen, guys? Please tell me in the comments, and I'll wait a little bit. Somebody's asking about the Facebook group, but when specifically? Yo, Mara, thank you for joining us as always, because your comments are awesome. Somebody's asking about the Facebook group. I'm just going to put this in the chat. There you go. Join the Facebook group. During the storm. Yes, during the storm. This storm, see? I'm talking about the day after the storm, right? The day after the storm, we drove through Stanley Park and we saw that the wind had destroyed. So had destroyed happened before the time that we were driving through the park. So that I'm probably talking about the storm, during the storm. Good job, guys. Let's go. Past perfect simple. We need had. Not have, not has, had. Always. I had, you had, he had, she had, plus a past participle. So example, I had eaten, I hadn't eaten. Question? Had I eaten? You had gone, you hadn't. Had you? She had met him. And remember, guys, we can use contractions. I'd, you'd, she'd, he'd. We talked about that already, right? Hadn't and had she, had he, right? Some more examples. I think we'll skip these. Okay, now how do we use the past perfect? How do we use it? Well, here we go. Ready? Remember, we've talked about the past simple a lot, right? We're talking about the past perfect, Krunal. We often describe events that happened in the past by starting with a sentence in the past simple. So when we start talking about what happened, we just use the past simple, right? What did you do yesterday? I went to school. I worked. right? Or what about you? Oh, I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. Stephen Blair, good question. I'm going to answer that very soon. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. So guys, you don't start a sentence with, it's strange to just start using the past perfect simple. I will explain. Usually we just use the past. Okay, the past simple. Here we go. Next one, please. If we want to talk about things that happened before this action, we use the past perfect simple. So let's go back. Remember this sentence, guys? I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. Now, if I want to talk about before this, of course I can say before, right? But we have another way to do that. We actually have another grammar tense. We use the past perfect. The past perfect simple means before. So, Stephen Blair, it's not necessary to say before. Okay, you see this sentence, guys? The storm had already finished. I didn't say before in this example. You don't need it. Okay? No problem, Selma. See you later. So I got up at 7 o'clock this morning and the storm had already finished. This means before I got up. See, it's not difficult, is it? It's easy. You can say, before I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. If you say, before I got up, let me just write this in the notes. Before I got up at 7 o'clock this morning, the storm. Now, here, do we need past perfect? We don't need it. We don't need it because we understand now we're talking about before, right? The storm had already finished. You can use it. It's okay. We have this word. If you say, listen guys, if you say before, I understand the meaning. So actually, we don't need past perfect, but you can use it. It's okay if you use it. Okay, so let me write that. You can use the past perfect if you say before, but it is not necessary. So we can say this sentence, or we can just use past tense. There. You see? So this is okay, had, finished, or just finished. Okay? Understand? It's not necessary, Stephen, if we use before. Okay? Now, if you don't say before, listen guys, if you don't say before, okay? Example, here. I got up at 7 a.m. this morning. Now, if I want to talk about storm already finished, I need the past perfect because I didn't say before. The storm had already finished. This one, it's if you want to say this action happened before this, you need past perfect because I didn't say before. Let's look at Carla's beautiful example. When I woke up this, wow, nice. Carla, I'm going to change your sentence because you're using passive. So, and it's good, it's just a little difficult, right? So Carla, when I woke up this morning, someone had already prepared my eggs. Beautiful, beautiful. So when I woke up this morning, okay, someone had already prepared my eggs. This means before I woke up this morning. Now guys, let me change this sentence. What does this mean? Someone, what does this mean? Let's make this bold and let's make this one bold. What's the difference? Is there a difference in meaning? Is there a difference in meaning? Not true though. Yeah, it's okay. What's the difference in meaning here, guys? Okay, so in this sentence, what happened first? What happened first? And in this sentence, what happened first? Let's do this. What happened first, guys, in this sentence? Let's call this sentence A. And let's call this sentence B. Carla knows the answers. Oh, Marianne's here. Ian Duval. Okay, yeah. So think about this. What happened first? Okay, well, this sentence we use past perfect. So that means this one happened before this one. So this one, the action someone prepared my eggs happened first. And then I woke up, right? Just leave that there for a little bit so you guys can see that. Does that make sense? The past perfect one happened before this. Okay? But let's look at this one. Now this one we just have woke up and prepared. So what happened first here? Well, this one is just past simple, past simple. Remember, past simple means first, second. So when I woke up, what happened next? What happened next? Someone prepared my eggs. Different, right? It's different. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. It's very common with past perfect to use never, ever, and before. Also already, okay? Let's remember the conversation we listened to. Leanne went to England, right? Remember Leanne went to England. So let's do a conversation here. Here's Leanne. Oh, I went to England last month. Right? I went to England last month. And my question, I'll say, oh, did you visit Stonehenge? Did you visit Stonehenge? And Leanne will say, no, I didn't. Because why? Because why? No, I didn't. Because why? Because I have already been there? Usually, guys, we use present perfect to talk about my life experience, right? But this means in my life before now, right? Your internet sucks today? That sucks. Look at this conversation, guys. Now, I don't know what's going on here. You guys are talking about something. Keemstar, yet. Yeah, Rosie, you're right. Yet, we use yet a lot in the past perfect. But this is okay, but it's not great. Okay? Somebody asked me, Mark, have you ever been to Stonehenge? Ask me that in the chat. Have you ever been to Stonehenge? Or Marianne, have you ever been to Stonehenge? Are you still there? Kate, have you ever been to Stonehenge? You're in Europe, right? Marianne is in Europe. Anybody else in Europe? Yeah, poe. You guys have difficult names. Poe. So Marianne, okay, so Marianne, you guys, Marianne, her name in the chat is Ian, I-A-N. So Marianne has been to Stonehenge, right? What does that mean? What does that mean? It just means, present perfect means before now, before now. And Angela has never been to Stonehenge. Noriko has been to Stonehenge? Nice. Kate has never been to Stonehenge. So guys, we use the present perfect when we're talking about before now. I don't want to start talking about the present perfect too much in this lesson, okay? So don't ask me about the present perfect, okay? But remember this conversation? Leanne says, I went to England last month. I went to England. And I asked her, oh, did you visit Stonehenge? And she says, no, I didn't. Because Now, I have means before now. She should say, I had already been there. And that means, this means before this time. Before when she went to England last month. I had already been there. I had already been there. Okay? Yomera, I think we were talking about Stonehenge before you joined the class. Stonehenge is that crazy rock place in England. It's where aliens come and do experiments on humans. I'm just joking, guys. Don't get angry. Let's look at some examples. When I came to Canada, I had never been to a foreign country. Noriko, and Marianne, and I'm not sure anybody else, you guys have been to Canada, right? You came to my school, Canadian College of English Language. So when you came to Canada, had you ever been to maybe a foreign country? Of course, Marianne had been to a foreign country. She's in France. But Noriko, had you ever been to North America before? Or Marianne, had you ever been to North America before? When you came to Canada. So I'm talking about before when you came to Canada. I'm not talking about before now. I'm talking about before when you came to Canada. When you came to Canada, had you ever been to North America? Had you ever been to North America? Yes, I had. Or no, I hadn't. I'll wait for your comments. No, Carla, no, okay, Carla, emergency, boop, 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 boop. Okay, let's look at Carla's sentence. Yeah, that's fine, Khalid. Yeah, you don't have to say had never been. You can say hadn't been. Okay, Carla wants to know, is this comment okay? I went to England. I had visited many places. What's wrong with this sentence, guys? Angela has family in Toronto. Cool. I went to England. I had visited many places. What's wrong with this sentence? Very common mistake. It's okay, Carla. I went to England. Remember, past perfect means no, Diari, no. Think about the time of the verbs. I went to England. I had visited. What does this mean? What does this mean? This means this happened before this. Does that make sense? You visited many places before you went to England? No. No. Remember, the order is important. Okay? So we don't need past perfect here. We don't need it. You went to England and you visited many places in England. You don't need past perfect here. Yeah. Good example. I don't know, Carla, if that was a mistake or you just wanted to give an example of a mistake, but either way, thank you very much. That was perfect. Okay. We don't need that, Rosa. We don't need that. No, guys, this is okay. This is where the mistakes come. Let's look at Rosa's comment here. I had been to England and I visited many places. Now, Rosa thinks we should use past perfect here, right? Because this one happened before this. This is a really good mistake, Rosa. That's okay, but thank you for doing this. Thank you, you guys. I love it when you type sentences to make sure that you understand, because it really helps my lesson. You guys, listen to this carefully. This is a little difficult. If you start, if you say the first event first and the second event second and the third event third, etc., right? I'll just add etc. You don't need the past perfect. Why? Why? Yeah, I said that. You're right, Zara. You're right. I said you don't need past perfect. You don't start with past perfect. Why? Remember, guys, remember, when we use the past simple plus the past simple plus the past simple plus the past simple, this means, remember, we talked about this today, first, second, third, fourth, etc. Right? So we don't need this crazy past perfect special grammar, right? Example, when I went to England, or we don't need when, we'll just say, I went to England, and, compound sentence, Noriko, like we talked about, and I visited many places. Actually, we don't need a compound sentence, but that's okay. See, we don't need past perfect here because this means first, this means second, right? Or this morning. When I got to work. No, let me think of another example. Gosh, it's 10:03. We're going late again. Julian's going to be angry. Okay, this morning I took a shower and ate breakfast. I took a shower and ate breakfast. So what's the order here? Okay, what happened first? Well, first, of course, is I took a shower. And what happens second? Well, the second is I ate breakfast. Okay, so here we use past simple because this happened first and this happened second. But listen, here we go. Listen. If I say this first and this second, the order is wrong. Right? This morning, I ate breakfast. Right? When I ate breakfast, I took a shower. That means this happened first and this happened second. But that's not correct. Right? I took a shower second? No, I took a shower first. So this one needs special grammar. This one I have to say, I can do this, look. I can do this. Before I ate breakfast, I took a shower. That's okay. Or I can just do this. When I ate breakfast, I had taken a shower. So you see, in this sentence, I need past perfect because I say the second action first, and I say the first action second. So if I say the first action second, I have to explain with English grammar, oh, hey, this one happened before. This one happened before. Yes, Kate, you're right. Yeah, this one, you're right. Yeah. Do another past perfect class? Oh, okay. I did 5 classes on present perfect, but another past perfect class? Okay, all right. Well, premium subscribers, I'd like you guys to start the exercise. I would like you to start the exercise for homework. So remember, after class, guys, I give homework, and premium subscribers do the homework. They send it to me, and then I can check their answers. And usually I make a video explaining, if you make any mistakes or anything. I explain the mistakes. If you are interested in becoming a premium subscriber, we would love to have more. The money from the premium subscribers pays our bills, like the lights and the internet and everything. So yeah, if you can afford it, we would really appreciate more premium subscribers. smartenglish.com, or we'll just use the short link, smrt.me/smart/live. The link is under the it's under the video. I'll put the link in the chat here. Premium subscribers, go to Grammar 3.2 and open the exercise. We haven't finished it, so I'd like you guys to do number 1. I'd like you to do number 1, and try number 2 as well. Okay, do number 1 and 2 for homework. Now listen, premium subscribers and everybody else, starting next week, I want to do a conversation video chat before my class. So it will be a video conversation club, and we will use Google Hangouts for that. Now you don't have to join. But if you want to practice speaking English with each other, Noriko, Zara, Pascoa, Andre, Rosa, you guys can, Ekaterina, you guys can chat together in a Google Hangout, a video chat, before my class starts. So it will start 1 hour before this class. Okay, so example, my class starts at 9 a.m. and I will start the video chat at 8 a.m. I will start the video chat at 8 a.m. Now, if you want to join the video chat, you must be a premium subscriber. Sorry, guys. And you must check my blog. I will put the link on my blog. You're not? Zara, it will be on my blog, okay? So I will put the link on my blog. And the blog is also just for premium subscribers. So we're going to try that on Monday. Maybe it will, probably it will be great, but maybe it will have problems. Who knows? But premium subscribers, I put a video on my blog about how to set up Google Hangouts. Okay, I put the video, I'll show you right here. Here is my blog. Actually, this is not my blog. This is my blog. Here is my blog, right? And you can see I put a video here, very small. Just click YouTube, and you can see it bigger. Google Hangouts. Okay. First, we're going to go. Mark, Mark. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, Mark, too many marks. Anyways, premium subscribers, watch this video, and you can. I explain how to set up Google Hangouts. Okay. And how to prepare your camera and how to prepare your microphone. Okay, so we're going to do that 8 o'clock on Monday or Tuesday morning. So look at my blog for the link. No, sorry, Kate, not Monday. I made a mistake. Tuesday morning. Okay, Khalid, I'll email you guys too. Sure, I'll email you too. Yeah, so become a premium subscriber. Remember, premium subscribers, you guys can use Smrt. You can do homework. You can do quizzes. You can do video chatting with other students before the class. Yeah, The link is under the video on YouTube. I'll put it one more time in the chat. Guys, have a wonderful weekend. Let's put this back up here. My favorite color, blue. My favorite color. I think blue looks best. I think Sean likes this color too. Yeah. Thanks for joining me. Carla wants to talk more about Past Perfect on Tuesday, so we'll study Past Perfect more on Tuesday. We're not finished. Okay, guys, have a wonderful weekend. See you on Tuesday. Bye now.